Hello, hi Minhaj. Hello, I'm audible. Hello, I'm audible. Guys, can you hear me? Can anyone confirm is my voice audible? I'm not sure if my voice is audible or not, or if there's any audio issue. Okay, so far, so I think Furqan, Minhaj, and Shafia has joined. So, guys, if you have any question, please let me know. If you have joined, you can start. If you have any clarification, anything.
Quick question.
Yeah, Furqan, please wait.
I don't recall whether the recording was shared yesterday. Was it something that I missed, or it wasn't shared as of now?
Yeah, it was not shared. So together, I will share recording by tomorrow morning. Okay.
Sure.
Recording of yesterday's session and today's session as well.
And today's.
Yeah.
So do we expect today's session to go in one go?
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Going one go. I've taken that upgraded version of Zoom. So I think that will allow me to disconnect today. Okay. So of course, I'm expecting that to go in one go, and I kept the session for 1 hour 45 minutes. I'll try to finish it off by 1 hour and 30 minutes only. So 15 minutes buffer I have taken. If anyone is having any question. Perfect.
Cool. Thanks.
Okay. Just so far, yeah, so exactly 6, and we have 4 participants now, and I don't want to spoil the timer for this. So guys, let's start. Yeah, I'm sharing my screen. You know if it's visible.
Sure. I can see that.
Oh, okay. So please let me know if you think if there's any problem at any point in time, like my voice, if there's any problem in the voice or video, any problem is screen sharing, so let me know. And a humble request to others who are not speaking, please go on mute. Okay. Fine, let's start. So before proceeding, there's some noise, background noise is coming. Can I request you guys to please go on mute for those who are not speaking?
I think everybody's on mute.
No. Abdul Malik, can you please go on? Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yes, sir. I'll share.
Yeah, I was telling that Abdul Malik, can you go on mute? I think if you're not speaking, if you have any question.
Okay, sir.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thanks, Scott.
Okay, sir.
Okay, fine, perfect. So before proceeding, guy, okay, so I have received few questions, few feedback yesterday. So first of all, I want to clarify all those things. Okay, so of course the fee for the course is 1,000 rupees. Okay, and this is for 4 weeks. Okay, so but and I know this happens. Sometimes we have to extend it from 4 weeks to 5 weeks. Okay, so don't worry that we're not going. Don't worry, we're not going to charge anything extra for that. Okay, so the fees is 1,000 only. They're going to be whether we are going to finish this in 5 weeks or 6 weeks. Okay, but I try my level best to finish this off in 5 weeks. First clarification. Second thing. Okay, I need good level of patience from you guys. Okay, especially those who are the experienced. Okay, because I have to take the freshers, the graduates along with me. Fine. And again, repeating, this session is totally hands-on session. Fine. Stop me at any point of time. You're free to ask any kind of question, whether it is a foolish question or whatever you think, please ask me. Don't think that this is a simple question or this is not an intelligent question. No, not like that. So stop me and ask me question at any moment or any point of time. Even if you think the session is over, you can ping me, you can call me, or drop me a mail, drop me a note on WhatsApp and ask me the questions. Next thing, obviously, I'm going to share the hands-on sheet. I've shared that yesterday. Okay. You are free to take screenshots. Please keep a notepad and pen with you. Okay. And tomorrow I will share the recording sessions as well. Okay, fine, perfect. Any other question, any clarification to the topic which we have discussed yesterday, please ask me. Then I will proceed with the next topic today. Any question, guys?
No, sir.
No question.
Not yet.
Thank you. Perfect. So I have created few formats. So I will try to work on that. Okay. So first of all, this is the syntax, very simple syntax of creating table, especially those who are fresher college graduates. If you're going for an interview, I'm 100% sure you will get question on this. What is the syntax of creating a table? For freshers, don't think that they're going to ask you rocket science. They will hit your basics. Okay. So that's why I used to give more stress on the basics part. Try to make it clear so you will get questions on this when if you're going to face any interview down the line. Okay. So this is a very simple syntax of create table. Don't think that here the syntax is over. We have few more flavors of creating table as well. So just to keep the thing simple as of now, I'm just telling you the syntax, but down the line, I will try to make it more complicated. Okay. But as of now, just consider this is the syntax of creating a table. Now, the question is, what is a table? Table is something where you can store data. What kind of data? Structured data. What is structured data? Indicative information. What is indicative information? Like the details of the user, details of the customer. Okay, like name, address, phone number, email ID, bank account, and all those things. These are known as structured data. Unstructured data are like video, audio, and all those things. Okay, you cannot store all those things in table format. I will go a little bit deep into the structure and structure down the line. So I don't want to go into that topic as of now. Okay, this is all about this. So table is a container where you can store data, and then on top of that, you can apply your logics. You can fetch data. You can do all the calculations, what all you want. Okay. Create is a reserved keyword of SQL. Please don't use this for your own purpose. Table is a reserved keyword of SQL. Please don't use this for your own purpose. Own purpose in the sense, don't use this for user-defined name like employee. This is a user-defined name. You can create table with any name. There is no restriction, but that must not be a which name?
Reserved keyword.
Reserved keyword, right?
Correct.
That must not be a reserved keyword. And guys, humble request, I want session to be interactive. Please answer the questions what I'm asking, okay? And I want this from everyone, okay? Not from only few selected participants. Fine. So okay, this was all about create table. Now, employee ID, this is the column name. Now, question, how many columns can I add in a table? Is there any restriction?
Should it be?
Of course, there is no restriction on the number of columns. You can add n number of columns. But if you're adding more number of columns, the negative part is that will impact the performance. You can get this question in the interviews, okay? That will impact the performance of your query. That will take time, okay, for the query to fetch data for you. Next thing, that will disturb the normalization. What is normalization? We will discuss it on the way, okay? So overall, it is not suggested, it's not a good practice to keep large number of columns in a table, okay? First name, again, this is a column. Last name, again, this is a column. Number is a data type. You can use number, you can use integer, int, both are one and the same, okay? What is the use of data type? Why we have to explicitly mention data type? All these things we will learn down the line, okay? Now, the next data type is varchar2. Now, just one thing. Whenever you want to store characters, okay, ABCD like that, so your data type must be varchar2, okay? And this is the size 50 I have taken. Just for simplicity, keep it 5 only, okay?
Quick question.
Furkan, just a minute, hold on.
Okay.
This is Anthony, thanks, okay? So first name is a column, varchar is a data type, 5 is the size of this. Not null is a constraint, which we have discussed today, and we have given some good amount of time on this. So if I'm mentioning not null here, it means I'm telling to my SQL engine that, boss, if anyone is trying to insert null record in this first name column, please don't accept it. Throw an error message that I cannot insert null record because earlier you have mentioned not null. This is the significance of this, okay? Similarly here, not null means you cannot insert null record in the last name column. So by mistake, even if someone is trying to add or insert null record in these two columns, first name, last name, that will throw an error message. Is that clear? Okay, let me remove this one as of now. Okay, I will come to this part at a later point of time, just to keep the thing simple. So yeah, Furkan, please go ahead.
How is varchar2 different from varchar?
So I've told that I will come to that at a later point of time. But just to answer, let me answer that. Varchar2 and varchar, the difference is varchar stands for variable character, okay? And then you have char data type as well. Okay, just quickly I will answer the question, and then when I will jump to that data type, no, I will explain that in more detail. But to answer the question what you have asked, we have a data type char, it stands for character, and then we have a data type known as varchar. It means variable character. Why is the name variable character? Because it releases the space. What's the meaning of releasing the space? I will tell you when I will explain this in detail with an example, okay? Now the question is, what's the difference between varchar and varchar2? Both are one and the same. If you want, I can change this from varchar2 to varchar, okay? Both are one and the same. Then the question is, if they both are one and the same, then why we have varchar and varchar2? The reason is, earlier we used to have varchar, but then because of some constraints which I will discuss, okay, they changed that to varchar2. So it is suggested to the developers who are working on database to do not use varchar. Please use varchar2. Then you can ask me a question that, Tanvir, you are telling both are same varchar and varchar2. Then why Oracle is suggesting not to use varchar? The reason is all the functionalities of varchar has been shifted to varchar2, and down the line it is projected that maybe Oracle will assign some other data type to this existing varchar. So that's why it is suggested not to use varchar use varchar2. But if you want to use varchar, of course, you can use varchar. Varchar and varchar2 both will give you the same result. Hope I answered the question. Furkan?
Yes. So
Sir,
as
I have
of
a
now,
question.
there's no difference between both of them.
As of now, no difference.
I'm sorry.
When I will come to that, I will tell you what's the difference. Okay?
Sure.
Is that fine?
Thank you.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
In employee ID, you have assigned that you can enter only number. If there is a character with number, then what is the data type?
If you want character and number both. Is
Both,
this the question?
yes, sir.
Okay, you want alphanumeric, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, you can use varchar2. Okay, so if you want alphanumeric mixed of those numeric and alphabets, you can use varchar2. Like we have that our PAN card number, no? It's like a mix of alphabet and numbers, right? So in that case, you can use varchar2. Is that clear, Minhaj?
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
For any special character?
Special characters, you can use varchar2. Yeah. Okay. For that, we have some other data type. I will come to that. Okay. Give me some time, and I will explain you all those things. So, but it's very good. You guys are asking question, making the session interactive. Very good. Okay. Perfect. So, any other question, guys? Okay. So let's try to create this table with the very simple syntax of adding these 3 columns and keeping this not null and all those things. I'm running this. Table created. Now tell me how I can confirm that table has been created or not. What is the syntax? Who will tell me?
Description.
Description. Very good. Perfect. Description. DSC stands for describe. Okay, and then the table name. So once you will write this, the SQL engine will understand that the user is asking me to describe the structure of this table. If this table exists in the database, it will show you the structure. If this doesn't exist, it will show you the error message the table or view does not exist. Okay, let's see the output. Perfect. So are you guys convinced with this output? Anything which is not clear, because already we have discussed this yesterday. I'm just repeating this again. Okay.
All things is clear.
Clear. Perfect. Everything is clear here. Okay. Perfect. Now we have created a table. It's like we have created a house. Now, what's the next thing? We have either to rent it or we have to shift there, right? So it means now we have to insert some data into this table. So if you want to insert data, you have a reserved keyword insert into. Very simple. You see, SQL is very, very simple language, the plain English language. Only thing what it needs from you is the logic. How smartly you can apply logic. Okay. Insert into. Where you want to insert? I want to insert in some table. So then tell me the name of the table. The table name is employee. Insert into employee, right? Okay. Then the column names, employee ID, and then first name, last name, right? So these are the 3 columns I have. So I'm telling to my SQL engine that, boss, I want to insert some data into this employee table, which is having these 3 columns, right? This table is having only these 3 columns, right? And values as these are the values. Consider it as A and then B. I'm keeping it very simple. Okay. So I'm trying to insert this data 1, A and B. Now tell me, employee ID will be mapped with data 1, right? And first name will be mapped with data A. And then the last name will be mapped with data B. Let me run this and check the output, what we're going to get. Perfect. It's telling me that 1 row is inserted. Now, if I have to check, I have to confirm that the row of the data has been inserted or not. What is the query?
Select start from employee.
Select. So whenever you want to look into the data or whenever you want to fetch data This is a reserved formula. Select star from. From where? From a table. Tell me the table name. Table name is employee. Very simple. That's why I told you SQL is very, very simple. Now see, the data is here. Employee ID 1. First name is A. Last name is B. All this is simple, right? Any question on this, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please.
Okay, whenever I inserted data in a table, there's a 3 column, na?
Yeah.
Employee ID, first name and the last name. Suppose first name and last name is not mandatory.
Okay.
Not-
Okay.
Okay, and I want to insert only 2 data.
Okay.
Then then how can I insert only 2 data?
Perfect. Okay. So Minhaj is asking that Tanveer, suppose maybe here, I don't want this employee ID. Maybe, okay, assume this. Minhaj is telling that Tanveer, I just want to add first name and last name. I'm not bothered about that employee ID. That's the question, right, Minhaj?
Yes, sir.
Very simple. Delete this employee ID. That's all. Okay. And delete this one as well from here. First name will be marked with A and last name will be marked with B. Unless if you want, you can change this C and D. So it means now in this implied table, you will be having one new record with the first name as C, the last name as D. That's all.
D.
Let me run this.
Thank you.
One row inserted. Now let's check the data is correct or not. Perfect. Is that clear, Minhaj?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Very good question. So is this, I hope this is clear to everyone. So now you can customize. Minhaj was telling that, Tanveer, I don't want to add employee ID. I just want to add a record with the first name and last name. I told him, okay, you can customize this, remove this employee ID from here, and you can do this. Okay. Hope this is clear. Any other question, guys? Now, someone can tell me that, Tanveer, tell me one thing. By default, SQL knows that in this employee table, I have these 3 columns, right? Then why again and again I have to mention this? Why I have to mention this? Can't we do like this? Just I will write this. 3, maybe I take this E, okay, and this F. Okay, you can ask me this question, but then I don't want to mention the column name. Is it not like that, that the SQL will understand by default that the user has passed this 3 value? It means you want to insert data of these 3 values into these 3 columns, right? So of course you can do that. It is not mandatory to mention these columns, okay? If you want to insert data in these columns by default, no, it's not required, it's not mandatory. Okay, just let me show you with the help of this example. I'm running this. Okay, 1 row inserted. Now let's check whether the row is inserted correctly or not. Perfect. So now you can see this record is there, 3EF, right? And don't bother that why this is coming at the top and all this. Don't bother about the sequence. We will discuss the sequence and all these things at a point of time. Now you can see this record 3EF. This is present in your table or not? 3EF, right? So what it means? It is not mandatory to mention the column name. By default, the SQL will understand that the user wants to insert this 3 record into the 3 respective columns. Any question on this? Not understood.
That only be in the, I'm sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
What if I wanted to change the data in already existing row? Like already.
Perfect, Shafia. Yeah. So that is something we can do with the update keyword. Okay. I will come on that part in the next week. Okay. So just hold on for this week, Shafia. Okay. But if you want, I can show that now. Okay, but that we will be deviated from the topic flow. Okay, So just to make you understand, we have a reserved keyword update. Through that, you can change the existing data. Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Perfect. Very good. Yeah, Minhaj, you were asking something.
Not yet, sir.
Furkan was asking, I think. Yeah.
That was good. Yeah.
Yeah, Furkan.
All right. So this would only be possible in a scenario wherein a user is adding values to all the rows. Oh, sorry, all the columns, right?
Perfect.
And because, or would that be a scenario wherein he just enters A and B and it automatically detects, okay, employee ID would only accept numbers. So there's
No.
nothing that needs to be added over there. No, right?
No, it's not like that. Let me show you this.
Mhm.
Not enough values. You got this error message, right? Because it was expecting 3 values, because it is having 3 columns, right? And that's why it has thrown this error message that not enough values. It is like you have 3 guests, but you have only 2 chairs. Okay, hope I answered the question, Furkan.
Yes, you did. Thanks.
Okay, perfect. So guys, this was all about create table and insert data into the table. I have not finished it now. We have some more flavors of create table. Okay, and I'm giving more stress on this. This is very important. Okay, so if you have any other question, please ask. Then I will move to the next topic. No question. Okay, now I want to create one new table with the same name employee. If I will run this, what will happen?
Okay. It should tell you that the table already exists.
Table already exists.
Very good. It will throw error message that the read table already exists. Okay, but here I've changed the column name. What will happen?
Still table
It will
name.
still tell you.
Perfect.
Same error message.
Very good.
Because it should look out for the table name first, right?
Perfect.
Then
It will
should
look
move on
for
there.
this table name. Table name is same. Even if you're changing the column, that doesn't matter. The table name is same. That will throw you error message that this table or object already exists. Let me show you this again. Oh, name is already used when existing object. So you guys were correct. Perfect. So what should I do? But it's a demand from the business stakeholders. They are telling me that no, you have to create the same table with the same name. What should I do, guys?
Rename unless they want to use both of the tables, rename the old one.
Okay, so I need to delete this. So for that, what's the command? Drop table employee. Okay, so if I will write this drop table employee, so the SQL engine will drop this employee table from the database. Okay, let me run this. So now table is dropped. Now, if you want to confirm whether table is dropped or not, how you can confirm that?
Description
again.
Description table.
Whenever you want to confirm table is there or not, just apply this. Describe description employee. Run this. Object employee does not exist. It means this table has been deleted or dropped. Okay. Now let's try to create a new table with this name.
Before we do that, I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So if by any chance this we decide, okay, let's keep the first table and recreate another one. So is there a feasibility to rename the old one?
Yeah, we have that.
It holds?
Yeah, we have that. We have a command, alter command. Okay. Through that, we can do that. I will discuss that maybe in the next session. Even if you want to change the column name.
Scenario.
Not
the column name, the table name itself.
Yeah, you can change the table name, you can change the column name, you can change the data type, all these things you can do. Okay. Perfect. Hope whatever I have taught so far, it is clear. So if you guys will give me that confirmation, then I will move to the next part. Everything is clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So far, yes.
Perfect. Very good. Primary key, first name. Now I'm trying to explain about a concept known as primary key. This is a very, very, very important concept. Okay. That you need to understand. Try to understand those who means, if you know this concept, so please keep some patience level. Okay. So primary key, what is the primary key? There are few conditions for a column to be primary key. Unique. The column must be unique. Unique in the sense it should not have duplicate records. Example, your Aadhaar number. Now tell me, guys, do you think that the same Aadhaar number what I'm having, anyone else in India will be having same Aadhaar number?
Shouldn't.
No.
So can I tell that Aadhaar number is a primary key?
Yeah.
Yes. we can.
Everyone agrees?
Yeah.
Right? PAN card number?
Yeah.
Unique number.
Okay. So voter ID number?
Mobile number, voter ID number, mobile number.
Mobile number. Perfect. But the same mobile number can be assigned to some other person if he is not using for more than 3 months. But okay, fine. Let's take this mobile number as well. Okay. So these all are a good candidate for primary key. Or your roll number, right? When we are studying in college, we have roll number, right? So again, that's a unique, right? So we can tell that these values are a good candidate for primary key. Why? Because we cannot, it's not possible for a particular Aadhaar number to be assigned to 2 different persons. Everyone in this country is having the same unique Aadhaar number. Okay, distinct number, PAN card number. Everyone will be having different, right? First condition, unique. Second condition, not null. Have you seen anyone whose Aadhaar number is null? You will ask, okay, guy, okay, tell me your Aadhaar number. He will tell that I have Aadhaar card, but I don't have Aadhaar number. Is it possible? Have you seen anyone?
Nope. Nope.
No. So these are the 2 important conditions. Primary key, it must be unique, must and not null. Okay. Now, these are the conditions. Now, let's try to understand this with the help of this example. If anyone is having any doubt, any question, please ask me. I'm not in a hurry, okay? Now tell me, employee ID. If I ask you this employee ID, can I tell that this is a candidate for primary key, employee ID?
Yeah. You can.
Okay.
Yes.
Why?
Because people can have multiple people can have the same name.
Because we don't have
Or
duplicate
the
ID
department.
here, right? And no null record is present here, right? Okay. C cells. Now, can I tell that employee ID is a candidate of primary key?
It has null, but it shouldn't. So it's not.
It's not.
It's not. Anyone who is having thought that no, Tanvir, employee ID is a primary key? Anyone? Okay. So you all agree that employee ID is not a candidate for primary key. Okay. And
Now it is not.
And what is the reason for this? Because
That's null.
Third column is employee ID is a null.
third record
Employee C has
employee
a
ID is null. That's why I cannot tell that employee ID is a candidate for primary key. Now tell me if I'll mark it 3 here. Now, employee ID is a primary key or not?
Yeah.
Primary key,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone, I'm getting response only from few selected guys. So guys, everyone, is this clear? You all agree? You understood the concept of primary key, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Now I'm twisting the question. Now tell me, can I tell that employee ID is a primary key or not? Think very carefully and then answer the question.
No,
No,
It
it's
is not.
no.
No. Okay, okay. Anyone who wants to tell that why employee ID is not a primary key here in this case?
Because when you have inserted 4 data, that is implied is similar.
It actually is.
It's
because
not
it is
unique.
associated to the same employee.
Okay, I think
Right.
Somshekhar, you want to tell something?
Yeah,
Yeah, please go ahead.
the primary key should be unique. Like here we have a duplicate, right? So for primary key, we don't want. I mean, it won't allow a duplicate.
Okay, so that's why you're telling that employee ID cannot be a primary key, right?
Yes.
Okay, I agree, but I have a twist here. I do understand this is duplicate, but the same employee ID is assigned to the same person, right? That's possible, no? I'm not telling that the
But
same
now we
employee
can
ID.
say there are two users by the name of C in the same department
Two users. Sorry, I'm not getting your point.
with the same name. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling. The same name,
Yeah.
having the same ID. What's the problem?
Okay, so that's a multiple entry. Okay.
Multiple entry, right? Got it? So you guys were correct. Employee ID is not a candidate for primary key. And the reason is this is duplicate. So guys, don't confuse here. Even I do understand that the employee C is having employee ID 3 here, and the same employee C is having employee ID 3 here. If the interviewer can confuse you that why you are telling employee ID is not a candidate for primary key. Employee ID 3 was assigned to employee name C here. Same employee ID 3 is assigned to employee name C. So what's the problem? Then you can tell I don't have any problem, but the condition of primary key is even if the same ID is assigned to the same person, but that record must be distinct. Duplicates are not allowed. Okay, so this is the third condition, no duplicates. Hope you all understood this. Is this clear? So because of this employee ID is not a primary key, because I do understand employee ID 3 is assigned to C, but why it is coming twice? Why? And that's why, because of this condition, we cannot tell that employee ID is a primary key. So whenever you have to check any column, whether it's a primary key or not, you have to check 3 conditions: unique, not null, no duplicates. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Not clear. Anyone who wants to repeat this? Okay, if no response, I will understand that I have to repeat. Okay, let's try to understand again. For any column to be a candidate for primary key, okay, like suppose in Indian team we have Virat Kohli as a captain, okay, so they have the selectors, okay, they have few conditions for a person or cricketer to be captain, okay, so if he will fulfill all the given conditions, then he can be selected as a captain, right? So similarly, for a column to be assigned a primary key, there are 3 conditions. First is unique, second is not null, third is no duplicates. Now let's check first one, unique. These all are unique or not?
Yes, unique.
All are unique because one is assigned to A, 2 is assigned to B, 3 is assigned to C, 3 is assigned to C. So these are the uniques. Not null. This is also fulfilled. There are no null record. This is also pass. But what about third? No duplicates. But oh, this is a duplicate. And that's why this employee ID is not a candidate for primary key. So now is this clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Clear to everyone? Very, very important concept. No response. Shafia, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Clear, sir.
Okay, perfect. So now, because now I'm going a little bit tricky on this, okay, and this all are from interview perspective as well. Okay, we used to ask this kind of question. That's why I'm giving examples. And those who are working in project, from that perspective as well, when you're designing a table, when you're designing database, you have to take care of all these things. Okay, otherwise that will throw error message. You will get redundant data in your database, and finally at the report the numbers will not be correct. Okay, now Let me delete this. Now tell me, employee ID is a candidate for primary key or not?
It's a
It is, yes.
yes.
Okay, it's primary key.
Yes.
What about employee name?
Even it is.
Yeah.
What about department?
It is a candidate, yes. All of them are.
So now all
As
these
of now.
3 columns are satisfying these 3 conditions. You all agree?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So now there is a conflict. They all are satisfying these 3 columns. So to whom you will assign this primary key? Then there is a new logic that out of this 3 column, the one which is having data type as integer or number, that should be assigned primary key. So here, which one is having data type as integer or number?
That is employee ID.
Employee ID, right? So that's why your winner is employee ID, and this will be your primary key. Okay, marked as PK. Hope this is clear. Hello.
Yes, it is.
Only to Furqan this is clear, not for others. Clear to everyone? Sure. Okay. So that's why this employee ID is a candidate for primary key. Okay. Now I'm testing the question. First name, last name, department. A. Let's take this. A. A. B. Department is HR. A. C. Department is sales. B. C. Department is sales. Now tell me, in this, which one is a candidate for primary key?
No one.
None of them.
No one.
No.
Okay, no one. Why? Why you are telling that first name cannot be a candidate for primary key? What's the reason?
Due to duplication. And it's
What about
number?
last name? Last name? Duplicate, right? C is coming twice.
He
Perfect.
is coming twice, yes.
Twice, and sales is also coming twice.
Sales is coming twice.
Okay. So none of these are a suitable candidate for primary key. Oh, so what should we do now? Okay. So when it happens, no, you know, like election happens in our country, right? A Lok Sabha election. So when it happens that a particular party is not having majority, then in that scenario, what happens?
They combine with another party.
They will make a coalition government, right? Maybe they will join, right? And they will make a coalition government. So similarly, on the same concept, here they will try to make a coalition government. So first name will discuss with the last name that okay, we both are not a candidate for primary key. Let's do one thing. Okay, coordinate and let's see if we can fulfill these 3 conditions or not. Now, tell me, if they both will join, then they are fulfilling all these 3 conditions or not.
They are.
AB. Do you have any other AB in this record, in this table? Only one AB is there, right?
Yeah.
AC.
Combination, yes.
Only one AC is there. No other AC. BC. Only one BC is there. So there is no
Yeah.
duplicate. Not null. No null records. So we can tell that now the primary key is first name concatenation last name. Hope you understood this. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And when two or more columns are joining or coming together to form a government or acting as the primary key, then those two columns will be not a primary key, but they will be known as composite primary key. Hope you understood this from the name itself, composite. Okay, because two columns are coming together and they are challenging that we can fulfill these three conditions. That's what is known as composite primary key. You cannot tell that this is a primary key, but this is what? This is a composite primary key. I think this is clear or not. I'm confused. I'm not getting some healthy response. So if you guys want me to repeat, please tell. Or I have confused you. This is not clear. This is going complicated. You want me to repeat, guys?
No, sir.
Clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Akmal, is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Very good. So you understood the concept of composite parameter. Very good. Okay. Now you can get a question in your interview. How many columns can come together and act as a composite parameter? Do we have any restriction? Here we have seen that two columns are coming and they're behaving as a composite parameter. So do we have any restriction on two columns, three columns, four columns? How many columns? Do we have any restriction? Any guesses?
There shouldn't be.
There is no restriction. Okay. Any number of column can come and they can challenge that we're going to make family key. Okay. There is no restriction on that. Hope you understood this. Now I have to move. Now I will try to prove all those things which we have just discussed right now in theoretical format. Okay. Now what I'm trying to do here is, now guys, please try to understand this. This is very, very, very critical and silly and important concept of SQL and database. Okay. See, now forget all those things. Now let's start a new chapter. Now I'm trying to create table employee again. I have employee ID, first name, last name. Here I have not mentioned anything, null, not null, nothing I have mentioned. I am not implementing any constraints, but I'm adding a new thing here. What is that? Primary key. I'm telling to the SQL engine, the boss, first name is a primary key. So by default, the SQL engine will understand that, okay, if anyone is trying to insert null in this first name, now tell me, SQL will allow to insert null or not?
Not allow.
It's not
It
allowed.
won't.
Very good. Because I have mentioned, I am telling to SQL that SQL, I'm assigning first name as a primary key. So the moment I will mention primary key, the SQL will understand all these three constraints. What are the three constraints of primary key? Unique, not null, no duplicates. If you're trying to insert null record in the first name, SQL will allow you? No, it will not allow you. If you're trying to insert duplicate record in the first name, SQL will allow you? No, it will not allow you. So let's try to understand this with a hands on. Okay, table created. How I can check table is created or not? DSC. Okay, you all are convinced with this output? Oh no, there is a
Yes, sir.
problem. Why first name is not null is coming in front of first name? I have not mentioned anything here, not null. So why it is coming here?
You mentioned
Primary key
that
criteria.
first name as a primary key, right?
Perfect, very good, awesome. Because I have mentioned here primary key as the first name, so you guys can see here I have not mentioned anything about not null. but by default, SQL engine understood that, okay, the user is telling that the first name is the primary key, so I don't have to accept any null values. That's why by default, it is assigned not null constraint on this first name column. Hope this is clear. Not clear. Okay. Now, now try to insert some data into this table. Insert into employee. Okay. Values 1, comma 8, comma 2, B. Okay. One row inserted. How I can verify that the row is inserted or not? Select a star from
Employee.
employee. Perfect. Okay, that's correct. Data has been inserted. Now let's do some twist here. Be ready for the twist and look at this output very carefully. I'm going to ask questions. Okay. Now tell me, if I will run this, what will happen? It will throw an error message or the record will be inserted.
The record would be inserted.
Record will be inserted. Okay, then. But employee ID is something unique, right? There must be a value. We have seen in the previous case. Employee ID, you have to insert some value. But here I'm not inserted value for this employee ID. So don't you think that this will throw an error message?
It will show error message, sir.
Why?
The reason because in a first table, we have inserted the value 1 or A or B. Second name is a B. And in a second table, when we are inserting first name B.
Second record.
Yeah. Second, in a second record, we are inserting B, values B for the first name. Then it will be create duplication.
No, but that is not duplicate. Or you can say that's duplicate. Here it was
First
A.
name, we've got A previously, and now we are inserting B.
Now we're inserting B.
Duplicate.
So I don't think that's duplicate, right?
Because it's only the primary key that is assigned to the first name, so it should not throw an error.
Okay, let me run this. Row inserted. Now, why I have asked this question is most of the SQL participants who attend my session, they think that if I have any ID column, we cannot insert null value. No, it is not like that. Whether it is ID column or if it's not ID column, don't bother about that. Just look into the condition. Have you mentioned here this is not null? No, you have not mentioned this is not null. Then you're free to insert null records. Okay. So by default, don't think that if you have any ID column, so that will be having value. No, it's not required. If you have mentioned not null, then only you have to insert a valid record to that particular ID column. Okay. Hope this is clear. Now, employee ID. What about this?
It will show error message because first name is primary key and we have inserted null value here.
Very good. Here we have mentioned that the first name is the primary key and we're trying to insert null. That's why if I will run this, this should throw an error message. Okay, cannot insert null into first name, right? This is first name. It's saying that I cannot insert null into the first name. Why? Because the user has assigned first name as the primary key. Okay, that's why you cannot insert null. Hope this is clear. Any question, guys? I'm
Not
trying
yet.
to prove the concepts what I have just theoretically explained you. Okay, so that's why first name you cannot insert null. Okay, fine, perfect. Now let's twist something more here. I'm again dropping this table imply. Okay, now this was all about primary key. Now let's move to composite. Sorry, I have done a mistake here. Let me clear this table again. Okay, I missed something actually. I'm running this. Okay, let me show you the record is there or not. Okay, so you have a record 1AB. Okay, now question for you guys. Be ready. Think carefully and answer it. What will happen if I run this?
It would give you an error.
Why?
Will we show an error?
First
Because
name would be a duplicate.
duplicate.
AA.
You guys are
Primary key. Yeah.
unique constraint violated. SQL engine is threatening me. It's telling me that Mr. Tanvi, you have violated a unique constraint. Why? Because it's telling that you have mentioned that the first name is a primary key and you have promised that this will be unique, but then why you are again inserting the same record which you have inserted earlier. Earlier you have inserted record A with the first name, and again I'm trying to insert the same record A as the first name. That's why SQL has thrown error message that unique constraint violated. Clear? Question?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Someone is asking. No, okay. Some noise is coming at the back end. Okay, fine. Now let's move to the concept of composite primary key. Any question on the primary key concept? Please ask me. No question. Let me drop this table. Table drop again. Now this time I want first name and last name both as a primary key. Now tell me, is this a primary key or a composite primary key?
Composite primary key.
Composite.
It's a composite.
Okay, very good. Table created. Now let's see the structure. Describe. Right. Let me run this. Oh. Is this output convincing? Are you all agree with this output? Okay. Now, why this not null is coming in front of first name and last name both? What's the reason?
Because we have mentioned that those both would be the primary key.
Correct. We have mentioned that the first name and last name both are a candidate for primary key. That's why by default SQL is assigned not null to both of this. Okay. Now this is an assignment for you guys. Try to insert few record into this table. Okay. And try to check the combination of this first name and last name. Try to insert duplicate records. Okay. And check what is happening. So this is an assignment. And you all have to ping me in WhatsApp in a personal window, the query for that insert, the different scenarios, what to think on a similar fashion, what I have shown for the primary key. Hope the question and the homework is clear. Perfect. Okay. Now I'm trying to insert and to imply values 1. I'm trying to insert this data. It will throw me an error message and you have to tell me the reason. then why it is throwing me the error message. Okay. Oh, what is the meaning of this error message? Who will tell me?
Okay, the length that you defined.
It's you have defined length only 5 character. You are
5.
inserting here 6 character.
Oh, my bad. Okay, so the problem here is in the first name I have mentioned that the maximum size what it can hold is 5 characters, right? But here what I have done, I have inserted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 characters, right? That's where the SQL engine is showing me an error message that value what you're trying to pass is too large. Sorry, value is too large. For which column? For the first name column. What has happened? Actual is 6. You're saying that Tanvir, actually you're trying to pass 6 characters data, but maximum we can give you 5 space only. And that's why we cannot insert this record. I think the same question Furkan has asked me yesterday. Is that clear?
Yes, that answers the question. Yes.
Okay. Now you have different flavors to this. Sometimes what happened, we allow, sometimes it happened that the data will be truncated. Truncated in the sense that automatically system will add A, B, C, D, E. It will remove this F. Okay, that also happens. So here what we have seen that it is not allowing you to insert this data because of this size. That's why I have told you guys yesterday that please ignore this 5, 10, 50, whatever I'm writing. So down the line, I will explain you the meaning and the purpose of this. Hope this is clear.
So in what scenarios would it truncate the name?
Yeah, so that happens. So when you're designing database, so that constraints you have to pass. Okay. And I will let you know about all those things that how it will truncate. And sometimes explicitly you are mentioning that no truncation is not allowed and all those things. Okay.
Okay.
Fine. Now I have a question. You can ask me that Tanvir it's fine that first name you have passed 6 characters, but maximum can hold 5 characters only. But what about last name? It was allowing 5 characters, so only 1 character was there. Don't you think that this should be loaded? But why it has thrown this entire message? So that's the thing. Even if any one of the column will violate the rule, all the records will be rejected. Hope this is clear.
Yes, sir, clear.
It is.
Perfect. Very good. You guys, yeah, please ask. And I'm not getting a response from everyone. Only I think Furkan and Minhaj and few other guys they responded. Okay. Okay. So if you are telling that it's clear, so hope that will be clear to you. Okay. Now this was all about creation of table and inserting your data into the table. Please let me check my handbook if I have missed anything. Okay, I think I've cleared covered. Okay, fine, perfect. Now let's move to some other data, some other scenarios. Okay. Select star form. Anyone who is feeling bored? No. Any feedback so far? Anything like you can tell me that we are going very slow, or you are asking a lot of questions, because I have to say this feedback in last session that you used to ask a lot of questions. So is it the same thing you guys are thinking?
Asking
I
more
think those questions are needed
for us, na?
Okay, perfect. So if you guys think that asking question is good, then that's fine. I can ask a question. You know that what same thing happened last session. One guy has shared feedback with the head of our training team that this guy is asking a lot of questions and we're getting distracted. Okay, and then to ask suggested to me that reduce the number of questions what you ask. Then of course I reduced that. Okay, but in the previous session they told me that no, ask as much question as you want, that makes the session interactive. Then I used to ask questions. But what is your thought, guys? Anyone who think that I'm asking a lot of questions and you're getting distracted or something like that, embarrassment and something like that? Yeah.
Not from my end, sir.
No,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, fine. Right.
Not from my end either.
Okay, then it's perfect. No issues. Okay, now you guys are matured enough, so I will increase my speed a little bit. Okay. So I've inserted a record in this table imply. I'm trying to do some modifications here. Okay. To this to and then keep it P, make it P. I'll tell you what I'm doing. Okay, so just hold on for some time. Okay, no. Sorry. Before this, I missed one part. Missed one part. Yeah, this one I missed. Difference between blank, zero, and null. Okay, very good. Very common interview question. Especially I used to ask the freshers. Okay. Tell me the difference. Difference between zero, null, and blank. Very common interview question. Okay. What is zero, what is null, and what is blank? Let's try to understand this. Okay. Zero means zero. You are sure you have attended the exam, or maybe like I have attended the exam and I scored 0 marks. That is known as zero. Okay. Blank. And then null. Now let's try to understand. These three are very confusing term in the SQL language, SQL world. Zero means you are sure the number is zero, no confusion should be there. Blank means blank. Maybe blank means he has not, a particular person has not attended any exam. So can you assign 0 marks to him? A particular student, he has not attended exam. So can you assign 0 mark to him?
No.
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 You cannot assign 0 mark. Maybe he was not well, and maybe if he would have attended the exam, he would have scored 90 marks, right? That's possible. So in that case, you cannot assign 0. Is that clear? If you're
Yes.
assigning 0, it is clear that that particular student or candidate has appeared in the exam, but he has not scored anything. Guys, that's a different thing. In our school days, even if you have appeared and you scored 0, you will get 0. If you have not appeared, then you'll get 0. Okay, but in the real world, so working in a live project, it's not like that. 0 means you have appeared in the exam and you have scored 0. That is crystal clear. Blank means you have not appeared in the exam, okay, and the data is not there. That's why it is blank. Okay, what about null? Null is a very confusing, and for sure, if you're going to face an interview with the SQL, I think most of the time, even what I have faced and what I have asked, we used to ask questions based on the null. This is the area where most of the candidates, they get confused. What is null? Null is nothing but something when you are confused. What is confused? Like that. Null means I'm not sure whether that person, whether that candidate has appeared in the exam. Okay, I'm not sure whether he has not appeared in the exam, or maybe he has appeared in the exam, but his marks, but maybe he has appeared in the exam, but I have not received his marks from his class teacher. That's also possible. Okay, maybe he has appeared in the exam, but he was doing some malpractice, right? So that is something about null. When you are not sure what exactly happens, then we used to assign null in the database. When you are not sure what exactly has happened, okay, then we used to assign null. That's why null is also known as confused data. What is known as confused data? Because you're not sure what has happened. Here in 0, you are sure that the student has scored 0 marks. In blank, you are sure he has not appeared in the exam. That's why you have in blank. In null, you are not sure what has happened, whether he has appeared in the exam, whether he has not appeared in the exam. Maybe he would have appeared in the exam, but you don't have received the exact marks what he has scored from the class teacher, right? So that's why in those areas we used to assign null. If I will tell you from finance over, I used to work in the finance domain, then sometimes we don't get the number of shares, what has or the number of shares what we have bought from a particular company. Okay, so in that case, we cannot assign 0. If you will assign 0, it means that we have not bought anything. If you will assign blank, it means we have not done any transaction with that company. But if you're assigning null, it means something is missing. We are not sure. So for that records, we again go to the business thing and check with them that what's the exact data. Oh, hope is this clear? The difference between 0, blank, and null?
Yes, sir, clear.
Confusing but clear.
Clear to everyone. This is a very, very common question. You will face in interviews. So if you're getting this question interview, please, if you want, you can remember this. The difference between 0, blank, and null. 0 means you are sure he has scored 0 marks. Tanveer has scored 0 marks. Blank means noise.
There's a lot of noise in the background.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Blank means I'm sure he has not appeared in the exam. Blank. Null means not sure whether he has appeared, whether he has not appeared, or maybe he would have appeared, but I have not received the marks. Okay, so like that, that is known as null. Okay, fine. Okay, perfect. Now let's move. What I was telling, I forgot. Yeah, now coming back to the main concept, which I tell you, 1, 2, 3, null. And T. Okay, fine. So now in this imply table, so guys, almost we are done with the create syntax. We are done with insert syntax. Okay, so few more flavors are there. So I will discuss that on the line. Okay, and maybe in the coming session. So now let's move to a new, not new, means some other keyword of SQL world that is known as count. Okay, try to understand this. And again, this is a very, very common questions you'll get based on the count. So now I have this imply table. These 3 are the columns, and this is the record. The first record is 1 AB, second record is 2 BC, third record is null C and D. Now, someone, if suppose if I will ask you, tell me how many records are there in this table? What's the answer? Nobody knows?
In the table?
Yeah, in this table, how
8
many
of
records
them?
are there? Huh?
8 of them? 8?
8
I
records?
mean, do we tell individually by the columns or the rows? How do we define?
We have 3 records. This 1 AB, this is 1 record. Okay.
Okay.
Two,
so the number of rows. Okay.
This is 1 record. So total 2 records. Now, null CD, this is third record. So total, how many records are there? 3
3 records.
Okay. Now, this was very simple. That's why after looking into this, you have told me that, okay, we have 3 records. But what if I will give you an Excel sheet, which is having millions of records? Or you can tell that will be very hectic, right? So in that case, we have a keyword known as count. Count of a star. Okay. From imply. So whenever someone is asking you that tell me the total number of records in a particular table, you just write this command, select count of a star from imply. We're discussing count now. Select count of a star from imply. So this will, so here the SQL engine will count each and every record, and that will give you the total count of records. So if I will run this, what should the output, guys?
3.
3. Okay.
3.
3 rows.
for 3. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Clear to everyone? Okay. Now, what if I will write 1 here? Select count of 1 from employee. What should be the output? Any guesses?
No
Any-
guess.
1.
Yeah, instead of a star, I've written 1 here. So what should be the output? Error message, or what will happen? Anyone who is experienced guy who has worked on the count can share his or her thought. One of my colleague, he has faced this interview question when he was having 6 years of experience. Any guesses? Again, you will get the same output. 3. So whether you write a star, whether you write 1 or write anything, let me write my mobile number here. Okay, it's a very tricky part. Okay, run this. Again, you got
So it would only consider count part, not something that is inside the bracket.
Yeah, I will come to that. Yeah. So
Okay.
don't think that you just have to write a star here. You can write anything 1, 2, 3. So that will count all the records of that table.
There
Okay.
we can write in alphabet also.
I'm just coming on that.
ABC.
I'm just coming on that part. Okay. Okay. So now let's see this. Select count of A for employee. So what's the expectation, guys? What do you think? What should the output?
Error. Count the numbers.
Error. Okay,
Yeah, I mean, it should. Yes.
that's correct. Let me run this. Invalid identifier. Okay. Now, what about this? What will happen now?
Should give you 3.
3. Very good.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. What about this? What
Should
about
again
this?
give you 3.
Okay. Perfect. What about this?
This would error out.
So what you guys understood from this? So
If we talk alphabets, single quotes are important.
perfect. So when you're writing anything like alphabets, just keep that in single quotes, okay, and that will give you the total count. When you want to write number, you can write any number. That is one and the same. So, but as a practice, most of the time you will see that they will write select count of a star from employee, but you write select count of a star, count of any number, count of any alphabets in quotes. They all are one and the same. Hope you guys understood this.
So what if I don't
Clear.
write anything in the braces?
Sorry, Shafia, can you come again? What?
What if I don't write anything in the braces, like not star 1?
Oh,
if I
okay,
leave it
okay. Very good, perfect. I don't want to write anything here. What do you think, guys? What should the output?
3 again. It should.
3 again. Anyone else? Apart from Furqan, anyone else? Any other thought, guys? So, Shafia, what do you think? What will happen? What is your opinion?
I think error.
Error message. Okay, and that's the correct answer. Let me run this. You will get error message. Invalid number of arguments. So what it means? So you have to pass some argument here inside count. Otherwise, that will throw an error message. Hope this is clear
Yes, sir.
to everyone.
Yes, it is.
Okay, very good, perfect.
Yes, sir.
Now, yeah, someone's asking question. Oh, no question. Now I'm trying to twist it a little bit. Select count of a star will give you 3. I agree. Okay. Now I'm trying to run the select count of employee ID. What will happen?
Should get you 2.
Get it 2. Why?
The third one is null.
Okay. Any other thought, guys? Anyone else? Yeah, please share your thoughts. Apply your brain. Okay. I'm not bothered whether you're going to give me correct answer or wrong answer. Don't think about that. Just think.
I think it will show error message
Error message. Okay. Anything else?
because you have
Mm-hmm. Sorry, your voice is breaking.
Implied in
Minhaj, I'm very sorry. Your voice is breaking.
I think there's network issues at his end. Manoj.
Okay. Sorry, Minhaj, your voice was breaking, so I was unable to hear it properly. Okay. But my question is, okay, let me run this. Okay. Let me run this. 3 and 2. Just hold on. I have some questions here. First of all, you can ask me that when we right now you have told that if you want to write any alphabet in
So setting also
Yeah, Minhaj. Again, your voice is breaking, I think. Okay. So you can ask me a question that right now you have told that if you're writing anything alphabet inside count, that must be in quotes.
single quotes, yes, sir.
Single quote. So ideally this should throw an error message, but why it has not thrown error message here? So the answer to this question is, if you'll see this employee table, the employee ID what I have written here, that is one of the column of this table. So if that is one of the column of the table, then even if you not keep that in quotes, that's not a problem. Okay, is that clear?
Yes,
if
sir.
that's a column, if that's a column of the table, that will not throw an error message. That's the first thing. The second thing is, you can ask me, then Tanveer, when you have run this, why we have got the output as 3 and why the count of employee ID is coming as 2? What's the reason for this? So the answer to this,
these are two different outputs, right?
Yeah. So the answer to this is, here employee ID is having third record as null. So when you're writing count of a particular column, and if there is any null record in that column, then the SQL engine will ignore that, because SQL engine gets confused with null. SQL engine gets confused with null. That's why it is unable, so SQL is unable to understand whether it is data or not. That's why SQL got confused here. So SQL has dropped this record and it has only counted this first and second, and that's why it is telling that the count of employee ID is 2. Hope you guys understood this. No? Yes? What about this? What do you think? What should I put this? If I'll run this, what should not put?
3, 2, and 3.
3, 2, and 3. Anyone else?
Yeah, 3, 2, 3.
3, 2, 3. Okay. Before running this, let's try to analyze this. Okay, and then I will run and I will show you the output. Okay, let's try to understand this manually. Count of a star. Count of a star is very straight. SQL will not see whether it is null or not. It will come blindly and it will check how many records are there. 1 record, 2 records, 3 records. So it will give you 3 outputs. Count of employee ID. 1 record, 2 record. Oh, it is null here because it is searching for the employee ID. It is observed null. SQL will get confused. It will drop it. It will just consider first and second. That's why the output will be 2. Count of first name, first record, second record, third record. No confusion because there's no null records. So output should be 3. Okay. Now let me run this. 3, 2, 3. Hope this is clear.
Yes, sir. I have one question, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Why we are, if we want 3 recorded, why all the time you are writing count? In fact, can we write in a single count star, comma, employee ID, comma, first name?
No, that will throw you an error message.
Okay.
That you cannot do. Okay, you have to write that separately. fine. Is that clear? Sorry, Minhaj.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay, perfect. So hope you guys have understood all these concepts. Okay, but any question, please, I'm repeating, ask me the question. Okay, I'm more happy if you're asking me a lot of questions. Don't bother, they are valid questions, invalid questions, any kind of questions. Okay, try to make the session interactive. That is more useful. Okay. So let's summarize the things what we have studied today. So today we have studied about create table syntax and insert. So we have studied this yesterday as well. And then we started to this topic with primary key. And then we have seen like what are the conditions for a column to be a candidate for primary key. They must be unique, not null, and no duplicates. Okay. From real life example, we have seen that Aadhaar number, PAN card number, voter ID, these all are a very good example of a primary key. Maybe you can get questions on this as well, especially for freshers. Okay. Then we have seen few examples of primary key. Then we have moved to the composite primary key, that when a particular column is not satisfying the conditions of primary key, then we have to check for the combination of 2 columns and sometimes 3 columns, sometimes 4 columns. There is no restriction. And if those combination of the columns, if they're satisfying those conditions of primary key, then we can assign those columns as a composite primary key, right? And we have seen that how we can implement those checks. And same question which Furkan has asked me yesterday, that can be if someone has done manually, how you can check that. That's the one thing you can do that by adding this primary key constraint. Okay, you can add this on 1 column, you can add this combination of 2 columns. So here first name and last name is our composite primary key. Okay, and if you want to check, you can write this describe imply. And then we have seen that we have inserted a few records and then seeing that how this primary key or the composite primary key, it is accepting records, or if it is rejecting records if you're trying to insert null values. Okay, and then we have seen about this size. If it is 5 characters, we are trying to insert 6 characters. The SQL engine has thrown me an error message. Okay, and then we have moved to the count. We have seen some few flavors of count: count of a star, count of 1 to 3, count of my mobile number, count of name, and all those things. Then we have seen the count with an column name, employee ID, column count of first name, and all those things. So we have understood here that count of a star is not bothered about the null values, but count of the particular column will check if null value is there, that will drop it. Why? Because SQL engine gets confused with the null records, and that's why it will drop it. It will not consider it. That's why in count of employee ID, you've got the output as 2. Then we have seen the difference between 0, null, and blank. This is very, very, very important. I've told you that 0 is something which you are very much sure the data is 0. The candidate has scored 0 marks. Blank is that particular guy or candidate has not appeared in the exam. Null means you are not sure whether he has appeared, he has not appeared. Maybe you are waiting for the marks. Okay, like that. So any question so far, whatever we have studied? No study, no confusion. More study, more confusion. So what should I understand? If I'm not studying anything, that's why there's no confusion. I'm not getting any question. Is it like this? Hello, I'm audible.
Yes, you are audible.
I thought you guys lost me.
No, I mean, we were able to understand it, yes.
Okay, perfect. Fine. Again, anyone wants to share any feedback, any positive or negative? Most welcome. I think I've worked on one of the feedback that the session was getting abruptly interrupted yesterday. So hope that has fixed today.
Yes, that really helped.
Okay, perfect. Thanks a lot. Any other feedback, guys? Positive and negative, both I want. Who wants to go first?
Sessions are good. I mean, the
Session was very
explanation
good, sir.
in a way wherein, I mean, everybody understands whether somebody knows or have a little knowledge about SQL or not. Yes, so it's something that we appreciate. Yes.
Okay. Negative feedback, Furkan? The area where I should.
I couldn't find any. I couldn't find any for today, to be honest.
Okay. Thank you. Akmal, can I request you to share some feedback? Positive, negative, anyone or both?
No, sir. I have no negative feedback. This session was really good.
Okay, perfect. Shafia, what do you think? Any feedback, positive or negative?
No negative feedback, sir. I'm very much new to this, but I'm understanding it well. So
Okay,
thank
you
you
have
for it.
understood everything, whatever I've taught today.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So especially I'm looking for feedbacks from the freshers or the graduates. I do understand for those who are experienced guys, they will understand that these are the basics. But my target are those freshers, those who are going to crack interviews. Okay, but experienced guys don't think that I'm not concentrating on you. But down the line, I will try to make you understand different flavors of each and every keywords and how you can implement that and how you can optimize the query. Okay, perfect. Anyone else, so volunteer, anyone else who want to share something negative? Means the content or the flow is very slow or the content is not that much enriched or anything else, please. Okay, if no feedback, then it's fine. So I'm done for the day today. Okay, we will meet again on Saturday next week. But please, I will share this with you guys. Okay, try to do hands-on. Again, I'm repeating. This is not a theoretical or lecture session. Even if I'm giving some theoretical stuff, I'm trying to prove that using SQL queries and the keywords. You might have seen that. I'm trying to do that. Okay. So in this 5 days, Monday to Friday, please revise this. Otherwise, today you will think that no, this is tough, this is a bit complicated, and all those things. Okay, revise this, and I will give you a few set of assignment questions and few questions I will post on WhatsApp group abruptly. Okay, here and there. Try to answer those questions.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Can you share the setup file of Oracle that I can install on my PC?
Okay. I will share with you. There are few. You do one thing. Okay, call me tomorrow. I will share with you. Okay, I'll discuss and share with you. Fine. But you have many online platform. You can work on W3 schools. You can work on tutorials point. Okay, SQLite online.com. You can practice there as well. Okay.
Okay.
So, okay, fine. I think I have shared. Yeah, and about this audio session, I will share this as well. Just give me 2 days time. I will share these things tomorrow with you. Okay. So, guys, any question? Please ping me, call me. If I'm occupied, maybe I'll call you back. I will reply to that. But if you have any query, want me to write a query for that, send me that question. I will try to frame a query and I will send you. Okay. So that's all from my end. Thanks a lot for attending the session. Thanks a lot for taking out time. Okay, and trusting on me, first of all, that maybe I will try to give something good to you. Okay. So thank you guys. Take care. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Tanvir.
Thank you. Bye.